Greetings, Saberites. Anonymous here. One of the questions we get asked a lot, and is asked of us a lot out there, is why we insist on headgear. And we recommend using fencing masks like this, or simpler without the hood, stuff like that. And we really don't budge on that. And there's a couple of reasons. We'll be doing a large safety video pretty soon, so keep your eye out for that. But obviously, safety to the head and face is paramount. It doesn't even matter if you are limiting yourself to not going for the head or anything like that. You are waving a large stick around. That can hurt sometimes. You get used to it dealing when you are doing stuff like with steel, because you can't you can't very safely do that without some protection. But the great thing about these is that they don't really mess up your field of vision, because as you look out them, your peripheral vision goes all the way to the sides there. It's only a matter of a little bit to get used to the mesh in front of your face, so you're not getting out, anything there. But one of the biggest reasons that we use these and that we kind of insist on using them, is because the head is such a vital target in historical forms of swordsmanship and weapon combat, for obvious reasons. So not to include that as a target seems very arbitrary, and it's not really what we're going for. We're almost going for a kind of, heightened reality, hyper reality, fantasy reality type of thing, where sure we're pretending and we're using a lightsaber or what have you, and we have characters and all that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, we want to be able to feel like we're actually doing things, that the skills are actually kind of getting imparted to us. And in order to do that, not only do we have to be able to target our opponent's head, but they have to be able to target ours. Because if I'm fighting somebody who's never going to go for my head, I will never really feel the need to block up there. Whereas if I'm wearing a helmet and a mask, the other person can feel free to hit me in the head. In fact, that's probably one of the safest places they can hit me with these things, if I'm wearing one of these. And that can tell me, would I be able to actually get that technique out realistically, or would I get hit in the process? You get a more kind of realistic kind of feeling of play when you start sparring, where the head being such a target, such a main target in everything. To really get into it and up to those really higher levels, it's really nice to have that. The being able to guard your own head is a big deal, and I do know from talking with our headmaster Nero here, who's a fencer and does all three, and he says that in the competitions where you do not target the head, and then he switches over to sabering, he has to make a conscious effort to go, okay, wait, the head, I have to cover my head here, everything like that. So it can be a detriment to kind of what you're doing. So beyond all of the safety measures and all of that, it allows us to do real at speed techniques. They don't have to slow their blow down. They don't have to mimic or stop right in front of me. They can follow through. They can get some of their technique in. We can also, both of us can use proper technique. We don't have to pull anything. We don't have to stop things just before they hit. Right? We can actually hit them. Because that's a different dynamic. Once you hit and you feel rebound, and now you've got forces that are kind of competing with each other, and you come crashing together. Coming crashing together without a helmet is a little silly in our book. So that's kind of where we're coming from. Now, like I said, this mask is I think $80 or something like that with the hood on it. You can get them without the hood on it for as low as $50 on Amazon. So they're not a big investment, but the cost of dental work, the cost of medical care, all of that kind of thing, even for a simple broken finger or lacerated cheek, something that you need to get stitches in, or a chipped tooth, these bills add up. And if you're anything like me, this hobby sucks enough money out of you as it is. There's no reason it should be sucking any more than is really needed to be. So there you go. A couple of really good, in our opinion, arguments to wear a helmet. It's A, keeps you safe from injury. B, it allows you to do realistic techniques at realistic speeds with realistic opposition. And C, it just more affordable, because we're spending so much money on our weapons and our costumes and con tickets and this, that, and the other, that why should we have to spend it on casts and silly little things like bandages and going to the dentist and getting a tooth repaired? We don't really need to do that. Okay, so as always, gear up, wear those helmets, those pads, get those gloves, right? Keep yourself safe. Accidents always can happen. We don't want to hurt each other. We're all friends here. And if we're all friends, we're not going to go at our friends like we're trying to kill them, hit them in the head. That would be terrible. If they're wearing a helmet, we can, and we don't have to worry about it. And they can come at us for the same way. And that kind of replicates having real opponents that are out to hurt you, even though we don't want to. So, all right, okay. Get out there, keep practicing. Patience, practice, perseverance. Stay safe. Wear that gear. Have a great day. Happy sabering.